So I've called the label Sunday at the Villa because when I used to work in Portobello Road when I was a fashion student, we used to listen to this mixtape called Sunday at the Villa that had come in the post from the woman that owned the shop's friend who lived in Toronto. And when we were having a bad day, it was really miserable outside. One of the things that would perk us up when we were in the shop was this tape. So it's a Sunday at the Villa kind of day. And lockdown really felt like that. It felt like we needed a Sunday at the Villa moment. And as I was playing the tape, it reminded me of making all these lovely new dresses out of all the vintage dresses that we were selling on Portobello Road. And the thing that I want to do with my brand is make lovely new clothes out of beautiful vintage garments and fabrics.
So, what would you consider a Sunday at the Villa signature piece?
Probably the first thing I made that wasn't ever intended on being part of the brand or anything. It was a tablecloth that I bought from Plum Belle, and Plum Belle was being launched, and I really wanted to support what they were doing, and I wanted to buy something. And the first thing I saw was this beautiful tablecloth with this lovely sort of scalloped shaping through it. So I bought it, and then I got it home and looked at it and thought, this is a tablecloth, what am I going to do with it? It didn't even fit my table. It was just so pretty, I wanted it. So I sort of laid it on the table and thought I could make a top out of this, and just started cutting around and playing with it and sort of pinning bits together and putting it on myself. And I made the first top, which I then showed Lucy, and she suggested that we start making something together and putting all these bits together and making a collection.
So, tell us a little bit about your journey from starting your career, then working on Portobello, essentially, and to how you now have your own label.
So I spent some time in Paris working with Chloe under Stella McCartney. Went and did some time at Paul Smith, and then I went much more to a high street level, but at the same time traveling all over the world to vintage markets, looking at laces and fabrics, sending them out to factories and getting them remade for a wider audience. Lots of drawing of specs and flat work, but the one thing that's always kept me going is the fact that I really like making product. So at all these vintage fairs and markets, I would pick stuff up and love it. And then when you work in a big company, they just sort of go into a cupboard, and I always felt it was really sad that these products weren't used and seen all the time. So what I've been doing is picking them up and then turning them into something that would be used now and that would be much more relevant to what we're wearing every day.
Tell us what makes your heart sing about Sunday at the Villa.
The thing I really like about it is that there are no two pieces the same. Each piece is made around that found piece of textiles. So I cut the shapes around those bits that have the embroidery, and each piece is sort of definitely much more of an individual thing that nobody will ever have two pieces the same.
We're super excited that you've decided to launch your brand with us at Plum Belle. What is it, do you think, that really is synergy between your values at Sunday at the Villa and what we're doing at Plum Belle?
Well, when I heard about what they were doing at Plum Belle, I thought it was really inspirational that they were only running brands that are ethical. And there are so many companies out there that have an ethical side to their money making big business, but I really like that sort of feeling that everything they were going to do at Plum Belle was ethical and sustainable, and you could buy it with a clear conscience. And that's one of the things I really feel strongly about with what I'm doing with Sunday at the Villa. Everything is about giving fabrics new leases of life, trying to not add more rubbish into our world or throw away garments. It's about things that have longevity and more weight to their meaning than just something that's putting on your body and is fashionable. This is something that is sustainable and guilt-free. You know, you put it on and you think, I've actually saved something that and haven't added to, massive junk piles. It's all new and something you can keep and love.